Digital printing is changing the custom t-shirt game, and now it's easier than ever to make t-shirts from home. So in today's video, we're diving into the future of DTF printing with the brand new xTool Apparel Printer and show you the whole process beginning to end. First, what's DTF, or direct to film? Well, it's a printing method where designs are printed into a special film and then transferred into a fabric using a heat press. The results: vibrant colors, stretchy durable prints, works on cotton, polyester, blends, basically almost anything. And it's probably the easiest way to put a design on a t-shirt. I've never seen anything like this before. With just a click of a button, you can print, cut, add adhesive powder, and cure, all in one smooth process. Yeah, this is definitely the future of DTF printing. With all that said, let me reintroduce to you the xTool Apparel Printer. Yes, I said reintroduce because I already did an unboxing video on this machine, and this right here is the next chapter. In this video, we're diving deeper, a lot deeper, because let's be real, this printer isn't cheap. And yes, we're gonna talk numbers by the end of the video, so make sure to stick around. Alright, so real quick, this printer actually comes in two parts, but for the sake of this video, I'm taking it apart so I can break it down for you and go more into depth with all the features it comes with. Now be patient with me, alright? I'm still learning too. By trade, I'm a screen printer. That's my comfort zone. But little by little, I'm making my way into the digital world. Yeah, I lift weights, I lift heavy weights, and I could probably lift it up, but this is an expensive printer. So get some help if you can. It's better. Even though I had it for over a month, I don't use it every single day. So I'm not claiming to be an expert. Well, not yet, but I'm not complaining. I just want to be very transparent with y'all because I know some of you guys are out there looking for answers just like I was. First things first, this is important. The machine needs to stay plugged in at all times. That's because it has a daily maintenance feature built in, and it only works if the printer's power on. So make sure to pick the right spot from the beginning, somewhere it can stay plugged in and won't need to be moved around. Trust me, you don't want to be constantly unplugging and shifting this thing. Set it up right and you'll save yourself a lot of headaches. Alright, so let's talk about the digital touchscreen. This is where you control everything on the machine. Right away, you'll see it laid out in 4 main columns. First column, task. This is where you see all your projects. You got 3 tabs: projects you're working on, projects waiting to be printed, and complete jobs. Pretty straightforward. Second column is maintenance, and honestly, this is the most important one. This is where you clean your print head, cut your transfer paper, do a print test, and run your paper feed detection. We're gonna come back to this one later because there's a lot to cover here. Next to it is control. Here you can feed your transfer paper in and out, move your print head forward and back. This is helpful when you're aligning or loading your film. Third is files. Nothing crazy here. It just shows you files stored in your printer. I really don't use this section as much. Last is settings, and it's broken into 3 pages. General lets you change the language and adjust the temperature. Network, this is where you connect your Wi-Fi. Other, this page is actually pretty important. It controls the brightness and the volume, a strong cleaning cycle for the printhead, and something called ink extraction, which helps you push ink into the printhead. So yeah, once you get the hang of this screen, it's actually super user friendly. Now, just to give you a better idea of the size, the printer is 3 feet long, 14 inches wide, and 14 inches tall. So yeah, it's not small, but it's compact enough to fit in a good workbench or a table setup. It runs on water-based DTF inks, and it's designed to work with xTool's own transfer paper rolls. But here's the cool part, it actually gives you the option to use other brands of transfer film too. I haven't personally tested those yet, but the option's there, which is always a plus. Flexibility like that really matters when you're looking to scale or find material that works the best for you. Now, before we jump into the software, which by the way, you can control the printer with, and it's pretty solid, I want to do a couple test runs. So I'm gonna hold on that for a second. So it's been about a week since I have used this machine. So this is just part of my normal routine, just to make sure everything's dialed in. So I'm heading into the maintenance section. Remember this one from earlier? And running a print test first. This helps me check if the print head is clean and firing correctly. If anything looks off, I'll go ahead and run a head cleaning cycle before doing anything else. Color inks look good, but the white not so good. So alright, so I ran into a little problem, and here's where I got stuck. I left the machine unplugged for a little longer than I should have. Unfortunately, that caused the print head to clog up, especially the whiting. But shout out to the xTool support team, they came through and helped me out. We ended up replacing the print head and now we're back in action. Here's the deal, do not power off your machine. Keep the printer on at all times, so the self-maintenance system can run like it's supposed to. The clog I experienced, that wasn't the printer's fault, it was on me. I didn't give it the care it needed, and I want to be honest about that. It's a learning process, and I want you to learn from my mistake. The self-maintenance system is a big part of what makes this printer smart. It auto-moisturizes your print heads, it auto-circulates the white ink, which is known to settle and clog, and it even does auto-cleaning cycles to keep your nozzles clear. So once again, keep the printer power on. That alone will save you a lot of stress and a lot of money. I'm doing my best to be transparent with everything. Yes, this unit is an early sample model, but the production version you'll receive is going to be even better, smoother, more refined, and with updates baked in. Now let's do another test print and just look at the difference. This is what happens when your printer is properly connected and powered. Pretty awesome, right? And don't be afraid to run multiple test prints if you need to, especially if the printer's been sitting for a bit. It's all about consistency, and these little maintenance steps make a big difference when it's time to print your actual design. Now, depending on your budget, you could actually purchase the printer exactly as it is as a standalone unit. But keep in mind, if you go that route, you'll need to manually add adhesive powder and use a separate oven to cure that transfer film. It still works, it's still effective, but to be real with you, the whole goal here is to eliminate all that extra label work and give us the flexibility to multitask while the machine does its thing. So in my opinion, the second part of the printer, the powdering and the curing unit, is a must-have, especially if you're going to be using it on a daily basis or if you're going to run a small t-shirt business with it. Anyways, let's mount this back where it belongs. Mounting the printer actually isn't that difficult, but I highly recommend getting a second person to help. Safety first, always. The printer's not cheap, and trust me, you don't want to drop it. We'll talk more about price in just a bit. Now here's how it works. The mouth of the printer, where the transfer comes out, needs to line up with the rail on the second part of the printer. Once it's aligned, just secure it with 2 screws to lock in and give it that sturdiness. Now shout out to xTool. They recently dropped a really nice update to the touchscreen, and it made things a lot easier and smoother. The printer can now recognize the oven with just a click of a button. And all you gotta do is connect the printer to the oven using the provided cable. Second, make sure the transfer paper is properly aligned on the rail. After that, the machine pretty much takes care of the rest on its own. It feeds the film, hits a sensor at the start of the oven rail, and everything registers automatically. That's it, pretty simple. Alright, now let me give you a quick intro to the software. If you already have an xTool laser engraver, you'll notice it's the same software, so it's going to feel familiar. Let's start on the left column. Here's where you can upload your images, add text, shapes, and even templates. There's also an AI tool and a bunch of other creative options. Now, I would love to show you all that, but I don't want to shift the focus too much because today we're locked in on the printer. Maybe I'll do a full design walkthrough in another video. But here's something cool. You can also control the printer directly from the software. You can move the print head up and down, run a head cleaning cycle, and even switch up your DTF paper type in case you don't want to use the xTool transfer film. Now, over the right column, you'll find all the printer settings, the precision, your DPI. I bumped this up for high detail designs. White ink fill, it even gives you a little visual example. Feather, I keep mine at 100. White ink reduction, I set this to 0.05. Ink volume, super useful feature. You can adjust how much ink is laid down on your transfer. It's a great way to save ink, in my opinion. And of course, always mirror your design before printing. Now, if you're not sure about the sizing of your artwork, scroll down to the mockup tool. It'll auto size your design to fit the shirt mockup, which is super helpful if you're a visual person, like me. That's it for the software. Now let's get this thing printing. Now, when you put these two parts together, this is what I believe is the future of DTF printing. The printer alone weighs somewhere between 150 to 200 pounds, but thankfully it comes with a built-in wheels, so you can move it around your workspace whenever you need to. Now, let's talk about the second part of the printer, the powder shaker and the curing oven. Honestly, this part is super simple to use, and that's what I love about it. There's really nothing you need to adjust manually. Just add adhesive powder to the shaker and that's it. The back of the unit houses the oven, which cures the transfer film. But here's the best part, you don't even need to touch it. As a matter of fact, stop looking at it. You can control everything straight from the touch screen. Alright, let's talk pricing. I'm not gonna lie, this printer is not cheap, but it can be a great investment if you know what you're doing. xTool offers 3 different bundles. First, $5,000 for the standalone printer. Second, $7,500 for the printer and the oven combo. Third, $8,300 for the full bundle, printer, oven, and air purifier, which in my opinion is a must if you're not working next to a window or if you don't have an exhaust fan. And if you have a laser engraver, I believe that you could also use the same purifier, but you might have to quote me on that. Right now, honestly, is the best time to grab an xTool Apparel printer, especially if you've been thinking about jumping into DTF printing. They're running a pre-order offer that ends soon, and you can save up to $300 off the regular price. It's the last day to take advantage of this deal. The price is going up starting 12 a.m. on July 12th. I'm dropping the link in the bio so you guys can go check it out. The transfer looked great. This one took around 2 minutes and this one around 30 seconds. So yeah, it's definitely fast. This one looks a little beat up, and it's because I dropped it and then I stepped on it. And I didn't want to reprint it because I feel like it's still good. Either way, we're still testing, so let's go heat press these. I'm pretty happy with the outcome. It came out clean. Small tip, after your initial press it again with craft paper. It gives the design a smoother feel and a more finished look. Definitely worth that extra 10 seconds. For the left chest print, I kept it simple. Just copy and paste the design and hit print. But I can already see I'll need to readjust and position a bit. Easy fix, no big deal. What really matters to me right now is the vibrancy. And this thing delivered. That's my main focus at the moment, because all the little alignment stuff can always be adjusted later. Now, to be real, I've only printed a couple designs here and there to test it out. I haven't really put that machine to work like it's meant to be, but that's all gonna change. In our next video, we're gonna run full production. So stay tuned and make sure to like and subscribe so you won't miss out. Thanks for watching, have a beautiful day, and God bless you all. Try to keep it even because there's ink in here. I don't want it to spill. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so even, it's not that heavy.